Welcome to Blaise the Trail podcast, bringing you authentic and vulnerable stories that will inspire you to breathe fire on this world and become your own hero. Here's your host, Blaise Hunter.
Hello, welcome to Blaise the Trail podcast. I'm Blaise Hunter, and I am a fertility expert. No, I don't help people get pregnant. This is a different type of expertise. I actually inspire people to birth confidence and self-worth, to birth their books and business ideas, dreams, passions, and goals, as well as help them discover peace amongst infertility. After going through my own sets of traumas and tragedies, dealing with a rare disease and experiencing 3 miscarriages, I decided to take charge of my life and not let life happen to me, but rather become the hero of my own life. I am not barren. I continually birth my purpose every day. So that's why I've created this show, to demonstrate how even though we all experience setbacks and disappointments, we still have a destiny to birth. We just need to blaze the trail and be expecting. This podcast will inspire you to lean into your hardships and allow them to be the vehicle that transports you into becoming the hero of your life so you can breathe fire on this world. This week's episode is called Voice of Love. And some points we'll cover are highlighting a woman's mission to break down walls with her voice, drawing on painful times to speak and sing with conviction, and how this woman is giving hope during the pandemic. And I have my friend here, Maria Manna, to speak on this topic. Maria is an award-winning jazz, blues, and gospel vocalist. She was born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta. She's the eldest of 4 daughters to Italian immigrant parents. She has 3 children, 2 of her own. As Klondike Kate, Maria served as ambassador for the city of Edmonton in 1999 and 2000. She was proud to have been chosen to entertain the Canadian military in Aviano, Italy, and the Canadian military in Bosnia on a 10-day tour. Upon her return from Bosnia, Maria helped fill a military aircraft full of school supplies and had it sent off to Bosnia. Her movie credits include the principal vocalist role as well as script coach for The Engagement Ring. She currently has 4 albums in her native language, Italian and in English, and most recently released her first music video, I Like It in the Water. Throughout her career, Maria has prioritized raising awareness and funds for nonprofit societies in Canada and throughout the world. Caring, tireless, and forever dedicated to serving others through her musical gifts, Maria is always the first to offer a helping hand. She is the honorable recipient of Canada's Governor-General's Caring Canadian Award and the Governor-General's Sovereign Medal. She has also been inducted into the Alberta Music Archives. She lives on Vancouver Island with her husband and their dog. In 2016, Maria became an ordained minister and provides services as well as visits to palliative care. One performance at a time, Maria changes lives. Welcome, Maria, to the show.
Thank you, Blaise. What an honor. Wow, that sounds like I sure did a lot.
You did, and it should be celebrated. You're so amazing, and I'm honored to have you on today.
Thank you, Blaise. Thank you.
You know, it's so cool. Like, I just moved here, but we were introduced through online, and you happen to be living in Victoria, and I moved to Nanaimo, and here we are so close and connected, and having you on my show and just encouraging people and giving them hope. So it's great to connect people and all around the world, just like that, and the power of technology, right?
Absolutely. And again, welcome to the island. It is magical, it is mystical, and you will absolutely love it here.
I know, I'm already loving it. I'm 1 month in. So it's so great to, highlight people that are doing amazing things, and you are one of those people. So, we touched a little bit on your backstory or in your bio there, but maybe share a little bit more of your journey and how you became a singer and what sparked your passion.
Well, I come from a family where they don't really believe in the arts. Like, you don't make a living at it. Certainly, you can't put food on the table by being a vocalist or a musician, was their thought. So we were never afforded singing lessons or music lessons. Well, I wasn't. So I just had to work harder. So I never read music. And, you have to rely on your ear more, and you challenge yourself more. And both my parents sing, not that they do it professionally, but they have beautiful singing voices. My father had. he has since passed. But so I guess I inherited their gift, and I have been a vocalist ever since I can remember. When I was 18 is when I had my first paid gig. I was singing in an Italian wedding band in Edmonton, and then it just took off from there. Then I was introduced to jazz, and then one thing led to another, and I started recording albums and performing all over the place, and then I started teaching. I teach just very, very few select students, and despite what my parents thought, yes, you can make a living in the arts.
Yes. And did you have that struggle, or did you have some great opportunities that, set you up for another thing and another thing, or did you really have to dig deep and pursue your passion with this?
Well, it's not like I was a connected person in the industry. And what I mean by that is, I didn't know anybody that had a name that I could lean on, so I really had to create my own opportunities. And, when you're singing in a wedding band, one family hears you, and then you're doing it for another family, and you're doing that every Saturday. So that took care of itself. But I wanted to get away from that and, just get into more of, into the jazz genre and really get out there, get away from the wedding scene and get into what fueled me more, which at the time was jazz. It still is jazz. But I want to tell you something really funny that that's very serendipitous. I remember when I asked my mom when I was 14 years old, can I have some singing lessons? And my mom, in her broken English, said, "Singing lessons, that's a waste of money." She said, "What are you going to do, sing for the Prime Minister of Canada?" And she laughed. And then at the age of 17, I sang for the Prime Minister of Canada.
Wow.
So I was 17, and the Prime Minister at the time was Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and I was singing with my school big band, and the teacher gave me the opportunity to sing at the Jubilee Auditorium for the Prime Minister. So it's funny because here I mean, we didn't have money, and we just, we didn't have connections. So I really, really had to work hard at it. And that's where you really learn so many virtues, patience, kindness, gratitude. You just learn because you've worked so hard, and you kind of suffer through it, and it just makes you a strong, resilient person.
Well, definitely. And I think you need to have those challenges because it weeds out whether this is just a side thing, a passion, but not maybe your path. And so then it makes you have that resolute spirit. No, I want to pursue this and give it my all and have that resolute spirit to continue on with your purpose and your passions, right?
Exactly.
And so, singing for the Prime Minister at 17, wow, what an accomplishment. Was that kind of your big break, so to speak, or did you have more things that kind of came at you later on that really developed your career and launched you forward?
That actually got me nowhere.
Really?
No, it was, it was a coup. It was a feather in my cap. But it really wasn't. Nothing happened after that. But you know what, though? Here's the thing. It happened. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in your life. Why would you remember that? Okay, yes, it was our Prime Minister, but that happened to me for a reason. And I think the reason was this. My mother kind of maybe tongue-in-cheek challenged me. What are you going to do? Sing for the Prime Minister? And then it came to fruition. Hard work, determination, practice, My teacher found me to be the most suitable person out of 50 kids. And so, it kind of taught me something. So that happened. Maybe it wasn't a break that artists would look for, but it was a lesson. And I learned from that you can go out there and get what you want. You work hard. Of course, you have to have some luck. But you work hard and it just might happen. So that's, and then moving forward from there, there's been amazing opportunities. I've worked with David Foster. I've worked with, I've had the opportunity to meet people like Paul Anka, Michael Bublé, but my thing is not, so many singers are out there they want to become famous. When I have students, I say to them, what is your goal? To be famous? Well, no, we're not going to go there. That is not a goal. A goal is to become a really great singer. A goal is I want to get to Carnegie Hall. I want to, those are goals. To become famous, rich and famous, well, that's just not a goal that I'm ready to, help you attain, because that's not how it works. So I've had these wonderful opportunities and experiences, but it was never to become a famous, rich celebrity personality. That just was never my goal. And because of that, I think I give off that vibe that people that are that have a celebrity status, when they communicate with me, they already know that. So they know I'm not this, person who is trying to use them to climb. I just do what I'm supposed to do. But then I'm also, a very spiritual person. I know why I'm here. I know, well, I don't know all, but I know a lot of the lessons that I need to learn as a human being, that my soul needs to learn here on this earth. And becoming rich and famous and a celebrity isn't one of them. Does that make sense?
Totally. And that means you're coming from the right heart space, because, we can get caught up in material aspirations, but really it's getting back to, your soul purpose, your journey, the lessons we're supposed to learn, but always having that check system, like, is this from a heart space or is this from ego space, right? And we need to get back into that conscious kind of drive where we are checking and going, hey, I have this for the right reasons. I'm pursuing this for the right reasons. And I think you've done that, where it's not to be rich and famous, it's to pursue your passion. You have a gifting. We all have unique giftings. Let's tap into that and run our race, but coming from that heart space, right?
Exactly. So here's one point, or one case that I want to tell you about. When I auditioned for Klondike Kate, that was a 6-month audition period. It was grueling. It was, there were highs and lows. Now, I had just come out of a divorce, and I was very, very depressed. I actually authored a story in a book called Earth Angels that tells my story of what I'm about to tell you. My story is called Bella Figura, which means beautiful, figure, having a good face up front. And it's about saving face. And I was, just out of a divorce in an Italian community, in a Roman Catholic Italian community, where I was shunned. The Italians didn't want to have anything to do with me. My parents were embarrassed of me. And I just, there were times that I just thought, I just want to die. And someone suggested, why don't you try out for Klondike Kate? And so I took that advice, and I was auditioning, and someone said to me, why do you want to become Klondike Kate? And I said, because my mission on this earth is to try and help as many people as I possibly can. And if I am Klondike Kate, I will have a voice to speak for the less fortunate, the poor, the dying, the sick. people will listen to me because I will have a voice. And it just seemed like all the roads opened up. Everything opened up. Clearly, I won. And I won that year and then again the next year. And I just was able to help so many charities, so many organizations. And, if I am to become, even at my age of, I'll be 60 in February, if I am to become anything more than I am now, like in a celebrity status, it would mean that I would have more responsibilities to help charities and nonprofits, because that is my sole purpose.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's so true, is to, draw in on, no one wants to feel the challenges or pushback from family or anything like that, or feeling not good enough or feeling like you're not doing the right thing. But you know what? Those are great opportunities to drive us to have that mission and to create, our identity within that. And so I welcome that. Now, I used to never want to feel the rejection or people not understanding me, but I draw that in now because it really drives me to really be laser focused on what is my purpose. Why do I want to do this? And always hold the line on that. So I really applaud you for that and your honesty with that.
Thank you. Blaise, and here's what I want to say to this audience right now that is so important. When you are laser focused on something and you want it so bad, and you've got all your reasons why, and the doors just don't open, go somewhere else. Change your focus. Go and try. Don't keep beating the cement wall that is not going to open up for you. You have to change your focus, because what will happen if you don't is you're hard on you. Then you start to look inside of you and say, I am not worthy. That's why it's not happening. It's not that. It's not meant to go that way. You have to change your focus and go about it another way, and go back to the drawing board and think, why is that not working, and what do I need to change to achieve whatever I want to achieve? That's really, really important, because it's happened to me so many times. I've had, smart alecky people say to me, you've been at this industry for a long time. How come you're not famous? And I say to them, I'm not. I thought I was. And I just joke, who has the guts to say that to somebody? But for me, it's, I have succeeded. I have achieved the goals that I've set out to achieve, and that's to help as many people as I possibly can. With a bigger voice, I could do more. But right now, this is where I am. This is where I sit, and this is why I do my the things that I do. My balcony performances, my Monday morning motivation. If it helps just one person, then all of the things that I've done for that particular day, for that particular performance, I have achieved the goal.
Oh, I love that. And I can feel the love coming from your voice right now, from the airwaves of you helping people, because yes, don't beat the dead horse. Don't keep, getting bloody through that wall. But there's a thing there, because sometimes people are like, oh, that's a sign that that's not my purpose. And they hit eject, and then they become complacent or go through the motions or lose their passion. And that's not what we want to encourage. We want to encourage, just change the approach. If this is your purpose, it's going to be tough. You're going to get bloody going through that wall, but maybe there's a different wall to go through first versus the one you keep pounding on, right? Because we don't want to miscarry our purpose. We need to still birth that, but maybe change the approach, change the idea, change something, adapt, right?
Exactly.
And so I hear the love from you. I see how you are pulling from that heart space and injecting that into your mission and your singing. And I've heard you sing online. You sing with such depth and conviction. And I truly believe when people project that much power and strength from within, it comes from a pain. Now, I have heard some other podcasts. You have spoke openly about your child's suicide attempts. Has those experiences impacted your voice, and in what way?
So that was my stepson. So in 2000, I met a beautiful man and married him. And he had a troubled son. And he was 11 years old at the time. The child attempted suicide at the age of 11 and then another 2 times. That was a very trying. I thought about this question, and I have to say this, that I'm a mom. Before I'm anything, I'm a mom. I am a mama to whoever needs me. And when I got into the relationship with my husband, the first thing I did was mother that child. Mm-hmm. And when I perform, I don't sing from experience and pain I endured. I believe that, Blaise, every song is a story. I select my songs very carefully. Now, I'm not talking about, when I'm doing these balcony performances, because I'm dedicating my singing to Christmas songs. I mean, there's some funny, some hokey-pokey things, and then there's some deep songs. But when I put on a show, each song is selected based on the story that it tells, mm-hmm. based on what I want my audience to hear. Most of the time, I am reaching out to people who need something. Most of the time, I end up preaching a little bit. I say I get a little MLK. I get a little Martin Luther Kingy, nice. And just get a little bit gospel-y there. But what I'm doing is I'm reaching out and trying to inspire people that have pain. So I will tell a story through a song and hope that at the end of the song, as the song resolved itself, there's maybe hope or resolution for somebody in the audience who has heard it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because that makes you an empathetic person, whether you've had your own pain or you have been in the company of others that have experienced pain or heard of others, and just know the world is hurting, that you can draw from all of those painful experiences from others and give them some hope through your voice. And that is incredible. And that is a true calling and mission. And an amazing thing to do is give hope and be empathetic, because that's my mission, is to just inject more empathy and connection. Once we can empathize with someone, we lose any disconnect, because we've automatically connected with the power of love, right?
And, I totally agree. And I've heard your podcast, and I know you're an empath. We're serial empaths. And, but it can also get very heavy. Yeah. And sometimes the soul needs reprieve, and we just need to break away from it. Go for a walk, be in nature, breathe this salt air that we have around us here. What's going on right now with the world, there is so much division, but what we have that we can hang on to, what we have that we can hang on for hope is love. And if we continue to love, yes, we can't touch each other. Yes, we're basically isolated. But love is an energy that cannot be killed. Love is an energy that no wall, no isolation can stop. That energy can penetrate anything. And if you just keep emitting that energy of love, this world will continue with that as the big ball of love that it was intended to be. So let's continue to hang on to each other and love each other, and try to trample the division with love.
Oh, that's so inspiring. I love that. And, just how you said before anything else, you're a mama. And it's like about mothering the feeling of love, the power of love to others, but also when you need to take care of yourself, mother yourself, nurture yourself, understand when you need care and pull back so you can inject more love and be a mother of purpose, just as I am. And so I love that concept of being a mother, not just to other people, but being a mother and a nurturer to yourself, right into your heart.
Exactly. Exactly. And as empaths, we sometimes forget about that.
Yes.
It's hard to break away. It really is, to just walk away and say, I need some me time right now. That's probably my toughest thing to do, because I'm always taking care of somebody or something. And I'm sure you feel the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you know what? I've had to learn. It's been a journey, because I definitely have taken a lot on, especially with Footprints in Fertility and Pregnancy Loss Support Initiative. You take everybody's stories on and their pain and their loss. And it was very hard, because I was going home processing other people's miscarriages and infertility. Right. And I have my own that I'm processing, right? But I had to learn to I am empathetic, but I don't take it on. It's not my grief, but I can be empathetic. But that was a journey in itself for me to learn how to have that, hold it in, but let it go. It doesn't stay with me, right?
Right.
Oh, but this is just an awesome conversation of loving ourselves and loving others and tapping into our own journey, which fuels us. And that's something that's been amazing for me. People often see me speak on stages and I'm roaring and so much fire, but I also battle a rare illness and have this infertility and the struggle to even breathe and function in a day. And people are like, aren't you exhausted? And I said, when you're tapped into that purpose and that passion, it fuels me rather than drains me. And so that's been an incredible discovery for me. And I get that feeling when I hear you sing. So what is your mission every time you sing?
To reach out and give hope to whoever needs it. Let them know they're loved. Let them know that, hey, I'm always available. If you want to send me a message, I'm here. And if that's not the way they want to connect, I hope that what I'm about to say to you in my story of song will inspire you, will help you, and give you hope.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's hopeful in itself, right? Just tapping back into humanity and hope. And I don't know how many other vocalists feel this way, because this isn't something that, vocalists really open up and say, because a lot of them are, it's a job and they're hoping to get the next gig and things like that. For me, it's almost like I'm a therapist, and the way I deal with people is through song. So, I'm going to do a show, and it's going to be really entertaining because I think I'm pretty funny. My husband thinks he's funnier, but I'm a very entertaining person on stage, because it's not always about, hardcore songs. I mean, I deliver songs of love, of, funny situations and things like that. And, I don't know how many vocalists out there actually have the same intention as I do when I deliver a show. I'm hoping to reach the people who need to hear the messages in the songs. And I don't know how many people do that. So, it's different for everybody. It's different for all vocalists. And, It is. And, that's the beautiful thing about, making it personal for you, right? And so, we're in the middle of a pandemic. My business is affected. My husband was laid off. That's why we moved to BC. you're singing. Obviously, it's going to be very different in how it normally looked last year. How has COVID impacted your career, and how have you pivoted in this time?
Well, it's actually very interesting because I got signed as an artist during COVID.
Oh
and some people have said, what? And it's here's what happened. I started doing my balcony performances, and Facebook was starting to shut me or to mute me because I wasn't asking for the copyrights of the songs. But so what I ended up informing Facebook about was that I was paying for the tracks that I was using to sing these songs. So ultimately, the artists or whatever, they have to deal with that. I pay a monthly payment. Anyway, so it gets resolved. But as I put this out on Facebook, a record label contacts me and says, hey, why don't you just go get the copyright of all the songs? And I said, no, I'm not, because I'll pick the songs, the show's at 7, I'll pick the songs sometimes as late as 6 o'clock in the evening, right? So I don't know what I'm going to be singing tomorrow. So then he said, hey, do you have any original material? And I said, yeah, I've got some stuff. And he said, send me what you've got. And I said, I've got a funky little song that I wrote 15 years ago with a friend of mine. I said, I'll send it to you. And he says, yeah, well, I won't listen to it tonight. He was living in Ontario. And I said, okay, yeah, whatever. So the next morning, I look at my phone, and it's so many times he tried calling me, emailing me, texting me. So I thought something had happened. And I said, hi, what's going on? And he said, oh, my God, you have a number 1 hit, I Want In. I said, you're kidding. And he said, no, this is a hit, Maria. It's a great song, and let's do it. So got signed on the spot for that song, and so that happened during COVID. And, and then just doing my performances online at Herman's Jazz Club, and just reaching out and trying to help people. I just always think that I'm stronger than most, or, I just think that I can endure more than most people. So I get out there and I just say, here are my shoulders. You guys can lean on me. What can I do for you? And that's why I did my 75 consecutive shows without, I didn't make any money from that. And then the money that we did make for online shows was very, very small. So it's not about the money, but it's kept me busy.
For sure. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. And like, I love that you continually, like you said earlier in this show about don't beat the dead horse. Like, you've changed different approaches. You've adapted to COVID, and poof, you got a deal out of it just because you continue to adapt and you don't get discouraged by the challenge, but you turn the challenge around. Right. And so I love hearing that.
And, I had shows canceled. I was supposed to have 2 big band performances in Italy in November. That was canceled. 2 big band performances with double Grammy winner Diane Shure. Those 2 shows were canceled. Like, there were major things that were canceled. I also created the BC Vocalist Society, and but of course, the workshop that we had created got canceled. So there were a lot of things that got canceled, but, you just pivot. And when you learn to reinvent yourself, you will never die.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You just continue to, if the road changes, go with the road. Just swerve. You need to learn how to pivot when things shift, and you'll never be disappointed. Just go with the flow.
Yes, I love that. Oh, this is so exciting. So what's next for you? What are you working on for the new year, 2021? Can't believe it already. And how can people reach you and connect with you?
So I'm working on a big band show, if that's going to happen next year. It's a tribute to Judy Garland. one of my favorite vocalists. So I'm working on that. If, God willing, I'd love to have my my 2 shows in Italy, and those are Natalie Cole tributes. And then, again, my show with Diane Shure. Hopefully, we could pick that up again next year. I am writing a movie, so I've got a script going and a book. So I'm busy.
You are busy.
Busy. But I think it's important that I tell people 2 very important things. And I don't know if our time is limited, but
no, go for it.
I'll make this quick. I at the age of 6, I have a bleeding disorder. First of all, I've got 2 bleeding disorders. One is called delta storage pool disorder, which is a platelet disorder, and then I've got RUNX1, and that is a mutated gene disorder that can lead to blood cancer or leukemia. So, but I didn't know that I had these disorders when I was 6 years old. And anyway, long story short, I had I was in the hospital because they wanted to run a battery of tests. And one night my nose started bleeding, and I literally bled to death, and I left my body. They didn't have my blood type in the hospital, which is O positive, which is one of the most popular blood types. Anyway, they didn't have any. And so I died, and I, watched myself leave my little 6-year-old body, went to the corner of the ceiling of the hospital, and then went to the other side. And so my experience on the other side is a long story and probably for another show. But when I came back, I basically understood at that age why I had to be on this earth and the things that I needed to accomplish. And I think that's why I know so well who I am and what I need to do, and why I'm using my talents that were God-given, in my opinion, to help as many people as I possibly can. And so and this is why I'm also an ordained minister, because that's another way for me to reach people and give them assurance. I do a lot of funerals. Preside over a lot of funerals, and for me, I love doing them because I love giving people comfort and hope. And so that's, I'm going to keep on doing what I need to do to help people, give them hope, give them love, hope to inspire them, and it fulfills me very, very much to do these things.
Absolutely, and that's such a great mission to have. And so, wow, what an incredible life story that you have, and I just honor that you are drawing on that and, living out your God-given giftings. And that's what we all have, special giftings and talents and unique destiny to birth. So let's be inspired and empowered today to draw in on whatever you have to birth in your life, to do it, to push through, adapt, pivot, and keep having that resolute spirit and having hope. And I think that's what we both want to instill in people. So this is just so amazing. Thank you so much, Maria, for coming on today.
Well, it's my pleasure. And I just encourage everybody to continue listening to your podcasts, because those in itself are so inspiring.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And so if people want to watch some of your social media balcony performances or learn more about you, do you have a website? Where do they go on social media?
Sure. So it's mariamanna.com or .ca, and Manna has 2 N's. You could go to Facebook and find me, Maria Manna. I've got all my performances on there, and I'm not very tech savvy. I'm going to be uploading more videos to my YouTube channel, especially the Christmas ones. So yeah, if you just Google Maria Manna, you'll find a lot of different things, and and also a way to contact me. It's all over the place. Anybody could contact me anytime.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll put those links up when we post this podcast.
Sure.
And thank you so much. I appreciate you having on. We'll recap what we talked about today. Continue to hang on to the power of love. Mother your soul. Let's have a life's mission statement of hope. Fight for your purpose, but also learn to adapt and change the approach. And if the road changes, go with the road. Thank you so much, Maria, for coming on today.
Thank you so much, Blaise.
Awesome. If you want to learn more about my consulting programs, purchase my book, or have me speak at your next event, please visit blaisehunter.com. I do have a free offer for everyone. You know, in these times, we can feel a bit lost and overwhelmed with anxiety and mental health stuff. Well, what do we normally do when we feel lost when we're driving? We Google Maps that stuff, right? We go to the map. So I've created a mini map video helping us get out of that maze of overwhelm and anxiety in the day, back to peace and balance. Go to my website, hit the free offers tab, and you can download that map video for you. And that's it for this week's episode. Challenge yourself to be vulnerable, lean into the difficulties, and have those open conversations so we can rise up as the heroes of our lives and let us breathe fire together. If you've enjoyed this show, please subscribe and support Blaise the Trail podcast. Reviews are always welcome and very much appreciated. Thanks for listening. I'm Blaise Hunter.
You've been listening to Blaise the Trail with Blaise Hunter. To learn more about how you can breathe fire and unleash the hero within, or to listen to past episodes, visit blaisehunter.com.